in Bitcoin because Bitcoin did make a new low. So welcome to the live stream. I appreciate the support. I think I'm shadow banned on TikTok, so I do appreciate all the support. By the way, if you guys are watching me on YouTube, we do have a watermark now at the bottom right hand of the screen. If you guys want to join the live stream, or if you want to join the Discord, the trading group, link to join would be through that watermark, and then that takes you to my YouTube channel where you can then click the Patreon link on my YouTube channel. But with that being said, I'll share the video. We're going to look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Tonight's our longer. And this time I made sure I had the volume on YouTube. I forgot to do that the other day. I did post replay yesterday to YouTube. So right now we are in extreme fear. We're at 24. Yesterday we were at 23. So we did go up one despite getting a $3,000 bounce. So that's kind of where we sit. If we go below 10, guys, I'm going to load up extremely heavy on Bitcoin. I'm actually thinking about buying $1,000 to $2,000 of Bitcoin this Friday. We'll see what happens. But that's just an idea. That's not financial advice. That's what I'm doing. Or I'd be willing to put limit buys lower if we make another new low at $1,000 to $2,000. We'll see. But that's an idea of what I would do. And if I did that, I'd probably do it around $69,000 to $70,000. So we'll see what happens. That's an idea I'm throwing out there. That's an idea I'm thinking about doing. Because I believe if Bitcoin goes down to 69K, that's going to be a strong bounce zone. That was a previous all-time high of the last bull market. So that's just something to think about. So right now, Bitcoin to me, there's some people out there that's saying, hey, Bitcoin's kind of bullish right now in the 1 hour time frame. I believe we're probably going to get another decent bounce off this low at 74K, but the trend is obviously down. My saying is this: respect the trend, because the trend is your friend until the end. Right now, the trend is not your friend unless you're looking at the micro small time frames. So to me, it really does look bearish right now for Bitcoin, and I'll get right into this. I might have to make a new TikTok channel because I do think I'm shadow banned on there, and that's where I get most of my viewers. So if I'm going to think about that. Yeah, I'll think about that. So, but right now, let's look at this. So hold on. I don't know. My nose is running like crazy. What's going on? Okay, so right now, to me, Bitcoin, I'm sorry, but this does not look good. I mean, Bitcoin must break this resistance here at $81,100. If we cannot break $81,100, to me, I see this as a rising wedge, and this would have a measure move for basically a new low, or maybe a retest of that low at 74.3. So we'll see what happens. But I got to say, I'm not thrilled about this price action. We look at the 1 hour time frame, it's overbought. We look at the 2 hour time frame, it's overbought on the stock RSI. Money flow doesn't look bad, actually. If you go on money flow, I don't look at that all the time, but it doesn't look bad on the 2 hour. You have the 3 hour time frame right now making a lower high. Money flow on the 3 hour is about to turn green. So again, money flow suggests you could get a short squeeze to the upside here, which I won't be surprised about. That we had a decent capitulation. On the 4 hour time frame, we just got overbought. You just made a new 4 hour candle at 11 p.m. Central Time. That's my time zone. And the money flow on the 4 hour time frame also is just getting started. It's at negative 36. That can go all the way up to 100. So to me, money flow actually is looking like a bounce. If you go alone on money flow, it suggests that you do get that bounce to the upside. So we'll see what happens. But I'm saying, based on the technicals that I usually look at, this is a rising wedge. You're below the 21-day moving average. You're below the 200-day moving average on the 4 hour time frame. And we'll see what happens. And you're at resistance. Now, I will say this. Here's what I would do. This is not financial advice. But if I was to look for a long, I would look for a move above $81,100. If you can get that move above that level, above resistance, if we can flip 81.1 into support, then I could justify going long on the 4 hour time distance. If we can flip 81.1 into support, then I could justify going long on the 4 hour time frame despite being overbought, and just trade the money flow. That's what I would do. So that is just an idea. Hold on a second. I'm going to reshare my screen. That's what I don't know what happened on YouTube. So anyways, that's what I would do. I would look for this. If you stay below $81,100, I would be short on crypto and Bitcoin, but I wouldn't be longing Bitcoin right here. So, that's just what I see going on. So that is, I don't know why my nose is running like. I took allergy medicine before the stream, so hopefully we'll be fine. The 6-hour time frame now for Bitcoin does to me look bullish. But this 6-hour also looks like it's about to make a lower high. See how fast that RSI is getting overbought? Anytime I've seen that happen, it hasn't been phenomenal for Bitcoin. So right now, to me, on the 4-hour time frame and like on the medium time frames, I would be bearish on Bitcoin if you can't crack the resistance at $81,100. That's just what I would personally be doing. Thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate it. Hey man, thank you for the gift. I appreciate it. So I missed what was the gift? I missed what the gift was. I just saw that you gave something. So I appreciate it. Is it going to tell me? I don't think it tells me. Interesting. Oh, thank you for the rose. It smells so good in here. Anyways, on the 6-hour time frame, you can see that is about, I mean, to me, the 6-hour still has 2 hours left in the candle. But again, I would just be watching 81,100. If you're below that level, to me, I'm not bullish. The bears are in control right now. That is for sure. And then you look at the 8-hour time frame. This 8-hour and 6-hour look very identical. They're both getting overbought decently quick, and it's just not great. The 12-hour time frame, let me go full screen on the RSI. Look at this. The 12-hour time frame, I don't like to see this. Anytime I see the 12-hour time frame, or any time frame really, not get completely oversold before getting the bounce, usually what happens is like what they're trying to fake you out. They're trying to get people to think, yeah, the 12 hours bouncing, and then it just rolls over, as does price. So even to me, actually, even the 12-hour looks bearish to me because you never got completely oversold. So I backtested that. Usually when that happens, you do roll over and it doesn't get overbought until it gets oversold again. So if we look at the daily time frame, then that's the next big time frame to look at. If you look at the daily time frame, again, it never got oversold. The 2-day time frame is still on the downtrend. The 3-day time frame is still on the downtrend, and actually, technically, the 3 days in an uptrend, but it is really struggling. And the weekly is still oversold. So to me, right now, again, I would go back to the 4-hour time frame. This 4-hour and the 8-hour time frame is the time frames I'd watch. If you cannot crack $81,100, it's bearish to me on Bitcoin. So now let's go below the 1 hour because I've told you the price level we have to break to be bullish, 81.1. If you can't do that, it's no go. But look at this. The 15-minute time frame did break the 200 moving average. It broke it at 79.8, and now the 200 is currently coming in on the 50-minute at 79.640. So the 15-minute time frame, if you can stay above 79.640 on the smaller time frame, such as the 15-minute time frame, you can be bullish. If the 15-minute time frame is above the 200, then I would look for the half hour or the 33-minute to get back above the 200. That's currently at 81.6. And obviously, if you're above 81.6, that's above 81.1. So if you did want to justify taking long because you feel like the need to go long right now, I would take a long on the 15-minute time frame with a stop at 79,600, slightly below the 200 on the 15-minute. And if you lose 79.6, then I really do see a bigger dump coming, probably back down to the lows at 74. What was it? What was it ultimate low? 74.3. Yeah, if you cannot hold 79.6, I would look for a move back down to 74.3 on Bitcoin. So if you feel the need to take a long, I wouldn't be going long here, but if you feel the need to take a long, I would take it on the 50-minute time frame with the stop below 79,600. That's just what I would do. Not financial advice. That's what I would do. Hey, was the one. Let's go. I took a bet on that. That was fun. All right, so that's just what I would do. By the way, we're live on YouTube as well, so go check us out there. That way you can see the entire screen. Anyways, that's what I see going on right now for Bitcoin. So short-term support on the 15-minute time frame, I would say at 79.6. If you don't hold 79.6, I do see a new low coming for Bitcoin. So yeah, maybe send 1,000. Hey, I'd buy Bitcoin with that. Thank you for the follow, DJ. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So that's what I see going on right now for Bitcoin. If you cannot hold $79,600, I see a move coming to the downside. If you can hold 79.6, you have a chance to crack 81.1, obviously. Guys, if you have a request for altcoins, let me know in the comment section below, and I will look at them. But that's kind of what I see going on for Bitcoin right now. So if you stay above 79.6, I'm bullish on Bitcoin. You have $350 of insurance room on that price. We'll see what happens. And that's kind of where I guess I leave it for right now. And yeah, so let me Yeah. So, okay, what else do I want to talk about? Oh my gosh. So I'm in the short on Hippo coin right now. The chart looks abysmal, right? That's absurd. On Sunday, I longed this and somehow I got out near the top. And then, but I was thinking about shorting it. I did not expect it to go from 69 all the way down to what now? We're at 17. That's absurd. So that was obviously probably some manipulation. The market cap is only $17 million. But I'm trading on this on weeks, so it's not like it's a. I mean, maybe it is a scam coin, but I am trading this. I'm in a short right now on this from 17.5, and finally, for the first time in a few hours, we're in some profits. That is, a trade I'm in currently. My stop loss really is going to be at the 21,200 because we're our 21-day moving average because we're going down so fast. So really, my stop loss is 19 as I speak at the moment. On Arrow, I'm in a long on Arrow. I did give this to my trading group. Let me show you where I gave this to my trading group. If you guys want to join this group, link to join is on YouTube. It might be on TikTok as well, but I know it's on YouTube if you click the watermark at the bottom right-hand corner of my screen. So I gave it the call at 4 p.m. I said, hey, I'm looking for a long here. The measure move is 37 cents, 37.6 cents. That's my take profit personally. And then we start to get the move up, and now obviously we sit right here. So I don't give many plays or many calls every day, maybe 2 to 3 altcoins a day. But when I do give them, they're actually decently solid, I would say. I gave you the short on Hippo, and this was a higher risk short, but I did give you that one some earlier today, I thought. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't give the Hippo. Oh, I gave the Hippo short yesterday at 20, and now you're at what? 17. So, those are the two calls I gave in the last 2 days. I actually only gave one call today, I guess. No, I gave two today on another coin. And now, actually, this looks pretty bullish to me on the 50-minute time frame for Arrow. So, this one is now making some kind of falling. Now, this is like a bullpen I see. You take the measure move from the last local high all the way down to the last local low when it was oversold. And then this would be your flagpole. And the measure move of the flagpole is 36 cents. The bigger measure move out of this bull pennant is 37.6. So to me, this just would be another move to the upside. If you get to 36 cents, I would expect price action to do something similar until you hit that bigger measure move around 38 cents. So that's what I see, and I see continuation coming for this. And really, if you want to, you could probably enter a stop loss below this last local low here at 34 cents. That's not a horrible idea if you really wanted to lock in profits. But that's I see continuation here on Arrow, AERO, to the upside, and that is one of the calls I did give in my group today. So, if you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know and I'll look at them. Let me clear this out of here, and we will look. Yeah, I don't know. No one's watching on YouTube. That kind of shocks me. But anyways, so we'll see what happens. What other call did I give today? Tesla. I gave a call on Tesla on Friday that we had. Well, I deleted it now. So let me go back up here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I gave you a call on Tesla on Friday. I have to scroll way back up. I know I posted it in here. So I gave you this call on Tesla. This is a descending triangle, and the measure move was $215. I gave you this call on 4/4 at 2:45 p.m. 4/4 would have been on Friday at 2:45 p.m. right before market close, and if you go over to Tesla, that's exactly what happens. You look at the 50-minute time frame, and we hit $215 twice. You got double bottom off of 215, and then you ripped to the upside. And now your next resistance is 238 for Tesla for Tuesday morning. If you can get above it, that'd be good. Right now on the 50-minute time frame, you are overbought. So Tesla right now, to me, looks like a short-term bomb here, but like even the 2-hour time frame for Tesla's over making a lower high. So to me, I think eventually, maybe like next week, early next week, I would expect to take out 215, take out the lows at 215. But I do think for the rest of this week, I really would be looking for a bounce on Tesla. So that call from Friday played out perfectly on market open today. That's actually absolutely insane. Market opened right here, or maybe even dumped in the pre-market because there's a gap right here. So I think Tesla dumped in the pre-market, but either way, you hit the measure move at 215 beautifully. If you didn't sell right here, you could have sold right here. And actually, you made a slightly lower low on the second time you went down, creating probably some bullish divergence if I go look at the chart. So you, yeah, I mean, that's a slightly lower low. And then, you had bullish divergence there. So when you made the second low, that's an ever so slightly lower low in price action. Whenever you make a lower low in price action, but a higher low on the R side, that's bullish divergence. And then you got a massive bounce off the bullish divergence. I did not see that till just now, but yeah, that is that's bullish divergence, and it's a slightly higher or lower low in price action created by a higher low in the RSI, stock RSI, and that is bullish divergence. And then based off that bullish divergence, you get the move all the way up to $239 or around that, maybe slightly higher. 241 actually was the high. Either way, that's what's going on with Tesla. The rest of this week's likely to bounce, and if you can get back above 238 tomorrow morning, I'd be looking for a move later this week to 267. I still believe, though, based on how fast the 2-hour time frame is getting overbought, that the low is probably not in for Tesla for this downtrend we have going on right now. So, is Solana a buy? I mean, let's go look at Solana. Is Solana a buy? I would say no, but we will look at Solana really quickly. So let me just delete this. Let me delete this. Let me delete this. Let me just do a sound check on my. So okay, sounds good. So Solana to me right now was in this descending triangle here on the weekly. And my measure move on the weekly is $37. Now, do we get that low? That would be crazy. Bitcoin would have to be in a bear market probably, or go down to like 56K. But either way, your next support right now, if you do not reclaim 125 on Solana, I see it move down to $77. If you don't hold that level, I'm looking at $48, and then your measure move, then 47, and then your measure move at 37. So to me, Solana right now is not bullish, and the 3-day time frame, weekly's oversold. 3-day is chop, 2-day is chop. It made a lower high here. Up here, and the daily time frame to me, like if you want to invest long term, yeah, these are probably pretty good prices. But if you're looking for a trade setup, I don't believe the bottom's in. The 12-hour time frame doesn't look fantastic to me. 8-hour time frame is getting overbought, making a lower high. 6-hour is about the same thing. 4 hours already overbought. You're below the 200-day moving average, and this isn't very good to me. And then this was a local low here at 112. Maybe you break 112, but if you don't break 112, that's going to be a rejection off of what once was support. So then you'd be flipping 112 into resistance. So right now, tomorrow, or even into tonight, Solana needs to crack 112. If you can't do that, that's not a good sign on Solana. So, I'm sorry, but it does not look good. And again, I don't see, if you crack 112, you're good. But honestly, anything below 112 to me is bearish, and $100 is going to be psychological support. But Solana made new yearly lows for the last 365 days. It made a new yearly low earlier today, this morning. So to me, Solana is not good. And again, if you stay below 111, especially below 125, really the next support I see is $77 on Solana. So Solana is no bueno right now. It is massively, it just looks bad. So we'll see. But if you stay below 112, I'm looking for $77 on Solana, and it's that simple. So right now, again, respect the trend. The trend is down until, the trend is down. So I would not be looking for a buy on Solana until you at least get back above 112, which you're really close to right now. Or again, I think it's most likely that you do 70% chance that you do see $77 at some point on Solana. So, that's just what I see going on in Solana. So appreciate the gifts. I'm not so convinced that Bitcoin's low is in either. So again, I just be patient. If I was looking for a great buy in Solana, I would place limit buys at $77. That's a pretty decent idea. Um, that we'll see. So we'll see what happens. Um, but to me, Solana is not very bullish right now. Okay, let me add this to my watch list. Well, it's on my watch list. I'm not sure. Here, let me refresh the page then. I don't see it on my watch list though, so that's kind of weird. Okay. This is a different chart, I think, than I had. Is it? I don't know. No, it's not. It's the same chart, so I don't know why it wasn't on my watch list. But anyways, either way, yeah. So Arrow right now, I'm still in this trade, and then I'm in the trade on Hippo. So those are the two trades I'm in, and it is what it is. So again, if you guys have a request, let me know. Otherwise, that's gonna that might be it. Here's an idea, guys. I did say if you hold the 50-minute 200 on Bitcoin, we have a chance at a bottom, not a bottom, but like a bounce up here, a local bottom at that. Maybe not a macro bottom. I'm not saying the bottom's in at 74K. The other day, I didn't think we were gonna go below 81K, and I was obviously wrong. And I guess the trend is still down. So to me, like at this point. We'll see what happens. But right now, I see him move to $82,000 if he can hold the 15-minute 200. If that happens, you'd be flipping 81.1, which I believe is weekly resistance right now, and that would be massive. To break $81,100 would be the start of a really big move to the upside, and we'll see what happens. But Bitcoin right now must hold the 15-minute 200, or it's game over. So I see this as a falling wedge here on Bitcoin. Be careful. The 15-minute time frame is. So again, I'd be pretty cautious with this. The 33-minute is still, it's not oversold either. So again, based on my years of trading, I would not be taking this long just now, but it could pump like crazy. You could take a long right now with a stop at 80 or 79.6 and be good. That's a pretty tight stop, really. So it's not a bad idea to take this trade, but it's most likely that you pump a little bit and then roll over. I could be wrong. But most of the time, that's what happens when the 15-minute time frame and the half-hour time frame are not oversold completely. So we'll see. But that's what I see right now. It just yeah. It looks like it does want to bounce, but I'd just be cautious. Plus, it's like a Monday night, so Monday nights aren't the best day to trade it. It's better. Monday nights are better days to trade than like the weekends, but not by a lot. So if you guys are here, appreciate if you guys hit the likes. It does help support my channel. And yeah. So I don't know if there's any other requests that you guys have, but that's kind of what I see going on in the market. I don't see any other coins on my watch list. Well, let's go look at this one. So ABT is up a lot today. So what happened? It's up 17%. And the new day started 5 hours ago. So it's up 17% in 5 hours. I don't know what this is. I it's on my watch list. I don't think I've looked at this in a long time. It looks like it's kind of low volume, not crazy low, but low volume. 15-minute time frame made a massive rounded bottom. 10 minutes trying to flag out and make some kind of bull pennant or flag or falling wedge, I should say. 5 minutes oversold. 7 minutes trying to get oversold. I mean, man, if you have extra capital, could be a possible long here. The trend is up right now on ABT. I don't know what this is, but that looks like it might want to pump. And that's a trade setup that I just gave you guys. I would be careful. The 15 is overbought, but altcoins, you know, that's not a horrible trade idea right now on ABT. So I'll look at XRP. I think XRP probably doesn't look fantastic, but I'll look at XRP. So XRP on the weekly time frame, you can see it's oversold. I had this in a massive falling wedge. And obviously at this point, you just aren't breaking to the upside. And that's mostly due to the fact that Bitcoin is making new lows and it's not very strong. Weekly's oversold on XRP. The 3-day time frame is oversold on XRP. The daily is also oversold on XRP. But at this point, you bounce off support at $1.64. And now you have resistance at $2. If you can't break $2, your next low below 163 is $1.30. Daily is oversold. The 12-hour time frame is, I would say the daily's still in downtrend, or 12 hours still in a downtrend, and you got rejected off $2. You never got oversold completely. I've told you what I think of that earlier in this live stream. 8-hour time frame, same. It just doesn't look good. 6-hour time frame doesn't look good. 4-hour time frame did get oversold, and now you're like kind of topping out here at $2. So to me, like XRP, the bulls must break $2 on XRP. If they can't break $2, $1.60 is incoming again for a lower low, and then below that $1.30. So to me right now, I'm not bullish on XRP unless you can crack $2. If you crack $2 on XRP, we can talk about longing this again back to 263, back to 290. But if you don't break $2 again, I see no reason to go long on XRP. I'm sorry. That's just what I see going on. By the way, ABT likely actually to roll over here. The 50-minute time frame is oversold. Is overbought, I mean. Yeah, that's a bearish off a candle now in the 5-minute. So my guess is this rolls over here. It's a high risk long that game. It's probably 40% chance it plays out at most, to be honest. I know falling wedges break out 68% of the time, but you have to understand the higher time frames are rolling over on the RSI. So I would personally not take this trade. And XRP, like I said, XRP looks bad unless you can crack $2. So it just doesn't look good. I gave you price levels to be bullish on assets above. I gave it to you on Bitcoin. If you break 81.1, you can be bullish. If you break $2 on XRP, you can be bullish. If you break what I say, 112, 111 on Solana, you can be bullish. Until then, until you break these levels, key levels on these assets, there's no reason to be bullish on any of them, in my most humble opinion. So we'll see what happens, but XRP below $2 is not very bullish to me. Now, if Bitcoin goes to 85K this week, then yeah, I'm sure XRP is going to get back above $2. But for right now, I wouldn't be betting on that, to be honest with you. What? Did you do the pool too long? I don't even know what that means. Anyways, that's what I see going on XRP. And I'm going to suspend whoever's spamming in my chat. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I see going. XRP to me, honestly, doesn't look fantastic. And now that's rolling over. So ABT, I mean, I wasn't sure that either. I'm in my 2 trades. I'm not opening up any more trades tonight unless I see something fantastic. And overall, I don't. So that's just what I see going on right now. Bitcoin is actually getting a nice move to the upside. So maybe we are going to pump here. We'll see what happens. But for right now, Bitcoin. Guys, I just don't like it whenever the 50-minute time frame never gets oversold while you're in a downtrend and then you start to get a pump. Usually they don't last. I could be wrong this time. At some point, I will be wrong. But most of the time, whenever the RSI is in a downtrend, it doesn't. And then the price starts pumping. Usually the pump doesn't survive. So we'll see what happens. But to me, again, I wouldn't be long in this right now on Bitcoin. But I could, at some point, once in a blue moon, it does pump. So we'll see what happens. But to me, again, I would not be buying into a Bitcoin small short-term pump right now. But that's just me. So if you guys have requests for other altcoins, let me know. Thank you guys for 1,000 likes on TikTok. I do appreciate it. With that said, guys, I don't have much else to go over. I'll be back live on Saturday, 11 p.m. Central Time. Yeah. I'll be back live Saturday, 11 p.m. Central Time to do another live stream. And I'll be posting some videos this week as well on YouTube. I need to get back into doing that. But yeah, if you guys want to join, the trading group link to join is on YouTube through the watermark at the bottom right-hand corner of my screen. Otherwise, if you don't want to pay for that, we also have a Telegram. Feel free to join that as well to be alerted when I go live. Or you can also be alerted by hitting the bell notification on YouTube as well. But that's kind of what I wanted to go over for the markets. And that's just what I see going on. I see a short-term pump coming here for Bitcoin if you can crack 81.1. And we'll see. And I guess we'll go from there. So obviously, if Bitcoin pumps, this trade on arrow will also go to the upside. Again, my measure move is 37.67 cents. And yeah, I guess that's going to kind of conclude the live stream. What shares did you sold your shares on what? I don't know. Well, I don't know what. I mean, I have no idea. I only invest in Bitcoin. I have some altcoins that I got for maybe a few $100, but the brunt of my 90% of my portfolio is in Bitcoin, and that's probably going to go up to 5% this month. If Bitcoin does what I think it's about to do, I mean, I go very Bitcoin here this weekend, or maybe I don't buy a lot of Bitcoin this weekend, but I'd be setting limit orders below 70. But the risk you take by setting limit orders below a new local low, like at 70,000, 69K, is what if 74K was the bottom? That's why I don't like to set limit orders at 70K. I'd rather just spot buy whatever the price is at, even if the price is at 80K. Maybe you're buying slightly higher, but or you could, I don't know. I would rather just be owning Bitcoin and know for a fact my orders are getting filled. That's just my preference. If you have so much money, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe if all your orders don't get filled, you don't really care. But I mean, that's my preference on that. I'm going to wait for things to settle down and yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm looking to buy Tesla at some point. To me, right now, Tesla looks like on the smaller time frames you're making lower highs again. So I don't know what stock you're talking about, but I don't believe the stock market's probably at its lows. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't believe it is. So it just, to me, man, I just don't believe it's at the lows. So, guys, with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Like I said, we have a trading group. Feel free to join that. But that's all I got for this live stream. Thank you guys for stopping in. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I always like to say this. I'll keep the TikTok stream going live a little bit longer, but I'm getting in the YouTube live stream. I really am. So here's my saying. And as always, guys, respect the trend. The trend is your friend until the end, baby. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers and have a great night. Adios, guys.